Students who are in the online, am I audible, students? So now we will move to the further. Previous class, we had a discussion about what we discussed, right? How to create multiple threads, and how they execute it. We already had a discussion. That program I shown you something like in odd and even, odd and even related kind of thing. Some example I wrote it. So here I will go to, let us open that and see this. This is what two threads created. Two threads are having two target functions so that they doesn't have any interference among them and will get the perfect answer. And last class, I gave you some introduction for you. I hope you are remembering today. Remembered? So what I said last class? One thread, one thread, and one method, or what? One function, which is called a resource. The resource gives what result? Thread safety result. Thread safety result. This is what is called no kind of extra precautionary mechanism required. But this is called model 1. This is called model 1 applications in multi-threading. What are the model 2 applications? Multiple threads. Multiple threads is to one method or one function, that is one resource. All the threads entered into that one method or one function, we get the result. That result is called what? Non-thread safety result will come. I'll show practically. Let us non-thread safety result. This non-thread safety result is considered in OS point of view deadlock result. Deadlock result. The process of occurring deadlock result in OS point of view, another some more people call it as what? Race condition we can call. What that is called? Race condition. Race condition. In simple word, you see what result? A wrong result will come. So how do you eliminate this wrong result? How do you eliminate this deadlock result? We are applying today. Which concept we need to apply? Synchronization. What is the meaning of synchronization? Synchronization meaning is concentrate on one aspect at a time. That is the meaning. If multiple threads started in the same resource, the controller will be there, which will allow one person at a time by making other people to stop until who will complete? Present thread completes its execution. Once the present thread completes its execution, the controller will make them to go out and other people will be entered in. That is sending it out, allowing inside. Sending it out, allowing inside is called what? Locking and unlocking. That process will be done by what? Synchronization. What is the synchronization concept? The synchronization concept says that allow one thread at a time and make other threads to wait until current thread completes. That gives some result. That result may be an output to the second thread. Second thread will start from the place where first thread completed and it continues. When second thread completed, third thread will come. This is the process of completing the thread execution. In another way, allow one thread at a time into the resource, lock the resource. So other threads cannot enter inside. Once current thread complete it, allow the second thread, lock the resource. Let the second thread execute. Second thread completed, unlock the resource, allow the third thread, lock it, execute, unlock, allow, lock it, execute, unlock, lock it, execute, unlock. This process will be continued until all threads will complete it. Simple. Traffic signals in any city is a mechanism of what? Synchronization. But that examples we should not show. I'm writing one example. Try to follow. Shall we go for it? All threads are entered into where? Same resource. Now I'm going to take up one example. What is this now? For example, I'm writing Row sum is a thread, Travis is a thread, MC is a thread, and DR is a thread. And there is one more called what? Multiplication table is a thread, which is taking N, DEF, N, and which is giving the multiplication table for any number which is supplied by the main program. RS is one thread, TR is one thread, MC is one thread, and then DR is one more thread. Created the RS thread by targeting to MUL table. TR is created by targeting to MUL table. MC targeted to this and DR targeted to MUL table. And all of them start, I said. Start, I said. When I say start, what will happen? All the threads will enter into the same place or not? And what will be the result? Whose multiplication table will come? This is passing number 5, passing number 19, passing number 16, passing number 9. All the threads are entered inside this multiplication table with different numbers. Then which multiplication table will come out of that? So you will get the result of what? Some entries of RS, some entries of TR, some entries of MS, some entries of DR will come. Is that result is useful to any person? No. Such result is called what? Non-thread safety result, also called as deadlock result, also called as race condition, wrong result. To avoid that concept, I will apply what? Synchronization mechanism. To use synchronization mechanism, there is a class name called a lock class. What is the class name? Lock class. So first let me show you the deadlock occurrence. Let me show you the wrong result. Then I will move to the further. Students in online, did you understand the situation of deadlock? Now I'm showing the program now. Let us go to the, here I'm going to say Python. Now I'm writing program for demonstrating, deadlock occurrence, Okay. Import threading, import threading. So here I'm writing import threading. There I'm going to write it. DEF, coming to the point of it. There I'm taking MUL table of what? N. MUL table of N. There I'm writing. If N less than or equal to 0, and say what here? I'll say like this, and I'll print what is this now? Invalid input. Dot format of what? Threading dot, thread name I am printing. Current underscore thread dot what? Name. Current underscore CURRENT. Current underscore thread dot what? Name. Comma what I am writing now? I am writing N. Now I am writing N. Else I am writing here. Else. Now I am writing there. Something like this. MUL table for. What is this? I'll say this number. Format of what? N I am writing. Now I'll write it. For I in range of 1, 11. Now I'll print that. I am saying that thread name I will print and N value I will print into symbol I value is equal to, like this I will print it. Format of this point I will write it. Comma N comma N into I will write it. N into I will write it. Close this now and then close this part. And for seeing that result carefully with keen of observation, I'll say like this. And I'll say one line closing. I'm giving one line closing here. Try to follow me. This is multiplication table and giving this multiplication table. Okay. Now this is the part of this multiplication table. Up to that it is okay. Main program I'm going to take up. What is this now? I'm writing T1 is equal to threading dot, thread of target is equal to Target is equal to what? Yes, MUL table. MUL table, comma what? Ox is equal to some value. 10. 10th table, this want. 10th table want. T2 is equal to one more thread I will take, students. T2 is equal to I am taking. Another thread I am taking. This is, for example, 19th table. One more thread I am taking. One more thread I am taking. There I am writing T3. There I am taking, something 14 I am writing. One more thread I will write it T4. See, students, all the threads are targeted to enter into the same function. Here I will write 9. All of them started. Thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4. These are T1, T2, 3, T4 are called what? Objects. Every object will have a name or not? What is the name here? For T1 is what? Thread 1, T2, T3 and T4. Now I will say what? Dispatch the threads or not? Dispatch the threads. Dispatch. Dispatch the threads. Dispatch the threads. There I am going to say T1 dot start. T1 dot start. Next is called what? T2 dot start. T2 dot start. T3 dot start and a T4 dot start. T4 dot start. These are called dispatching. The moment when you dispatch, all of them are entering to where? MUL table. So that will give you what? Wrong answer. Let us open it. Let us give a function non-synchronization, NYNC, non-functional synchronization, example1.py. Non-synchronization and a deadlock occurrence. So save this code. Save this code. I will go for this. Okay. Non-synchronization. Go to this place. Time. Go to the command prompt. CMD. Execute. Run as an administrator. Here you see E colon. Say KVR here. Python here. And say here Python now. Say here I am writing. I am writing here called what 6 p.m. and CD threads here. And see this now. PY. And see this now. Getting the answer, you see. What the answer is coming? Some entries of one thread, some entries of one more thread. What result it is? Wrong result. అర్థమవుతుంది అసలు ఫస్ట్ how many threads entered? All the threads. Thread 1 entered, thread 2 entered, thread 3 entered, thread 4 entered. All of them are giving the result like this. Nothing but what? In a single classroom, all students are sitting, different students are sitting, different students are sitting. And here Python faculty, Java faculty, Oracle faculty, HTML faculty, English faculty, all the faculties came and started teaching. At the end of the class, what is an output of any student? Python, English, Java, HTML will come. Will all of them will come? They will feel that what a beautiful class it is. So that's why all classes are separate. Understood this? So that's why go to the place. This is going to give you the wrong answer. How to avoid this? Go to the same mechanism. It's a functional approach. Go to the same environment. Did easy. So simple things. So go to this place. Now I'm using object-oriented approach. Non-functional. What is this now? OOP. OOP. Here I'm writing. Come on, class. What is this now? Something like table. Something like table. Table of. Here I will write what, students? Self comma. Self comma. You see. Say tab. Tab. And say what now? Table of. Table of. Now this is called what? Table of. Dot. I will take up this table of dot everywhere else. Table of dot. Table of dot. And try to run. Save this example. Here also we'll get what answer. Here I am going to get it. Table of MUL table. T1 dot, etc. Nameless object or not? So here, anywhere else? No? Self dot? Correct. Self dot. Self dot n. Correct. Correct. Self dot n. Correct. Shall I write? Boys. Self dot n. Need to write or not? Need to write or not? Huh? Need to, need not to. Need not to. Girls are thinking, sir will say self now. When you say self, you need to write 1,000 times imposition. This is called formal parameter. Formal parameter I am using directly. When you write a constructor, that time you have to write self dot n. Still, if you are not becoming whoops strong, means you are already whoops. Be perfect. It is a formal parameter. Formal parameter I am using directly. Understand? So, students, not reading, that is the main point, my main problem with you. If you read and come now, you can do wonders. If you don't read, even if I shout also, nothing will happen. Table is what? Capital on. Small t, I will write it. Instead of changing 4 times, I will just go for 1 time. So here I will go for it. Run this code. So here I am getting same answer like previous. So same answer like previous. What is this result? Deadlock. Wrong answer kada Madhu deadlock result. Wrong answer correct. Official words. Huh? Deadlock result. Race condition result. Non-thread safety result. When I'm coming at 4 o'clock to this class, two friends, Pakka local language they are speaking. Our students only. Pakka college how they speak. I am not using. I'm a teacher and I'm sitting opposite to you. That's why I'm not. Even I told to that people also. Our staff members, I said. After they are talking, I was behind them only. They looked at me and they felt like this. What they are speaking, students. Pakka red bus language they are using. Red bus means not a reservation bus. How they speak, Pakka they are using. Don't use that. So when they looked at me, they put one student put a bag like this. They're unable to face. Okay, fun, okay. But when you enter into certain premises, you need to maintain some protocol. Correct? Something, okay, student, I can understand, but something must be there. Okay, students, anyhow, come. This is called which result? Deadlock result. Wrong result also, okay. Nothing wrong in that. Not thread safety result. Deadlock result. How to avoid? Now I'm going to enter into that. Let us move to the functional level deadlocking I am going to apply. Functional level deadlocking I am going to apply. Let us copy. Now I am entering into that. See this now. I am entering now. See students. Taking functional example, synchronization example 1. Demonstrating by eliminating what? Deadlock result. Deadlock occurrence. Deadlock, or I can say. How? See, when I say start, how many threads are entering inside? All 4 are entering. Correct? When all 4 are entering, here I am making one watchman to stand. First thread entered now. Lock it. Lock the door. Other person is coming. Ask them to stop. Until what will come? This inner person should come out. When inner person come out, that watchman will allow other person to enter inside. Like that. Making them out, taking them in. How they are going to come in and come out one after the other. That is called lock, unlock. Lock and unlock. Who is going to do this lock and unlock? PVM will do. PVM will do. So if I say PVM, you please lock and unlock. PVM don't know anything. Now it can't speak like you. It says, please provide an instruction for me. What is the instruction? PVM says, use object, use method. Python is what? Module, function, class, object, method. 5. If anybody asks what is Python, module, function, class, method, object. That's all. And they will ask what is module, what is object means, so we will enter into the subject. If you learn these things are simple. Come on now. Here, I will create step number 1 for implementing synchronization. Create an object of what? Create an object of what? Lock class. Lock class of which module? Threading module. Threading module. You know lock? Huh? You know lock, hostel lock. Don't know? To lock the hostel door, what do you need? To lock the hostel door, what do you need? What do you need, students? Lock is required or not? Lock is required first. That locking, unlocking key is required. Correct? So, lock is compulsory first. So, here I need create that object. Threading dot what? Lock off. What is L? Like the symbol lock. Like the symbol lock. Only the symbol lock cannot do anything. You have to lock it and you have to unlock it. To lock it, there is a function called acquire. Acquire. To unlock it, there is a function called release. Understood? Suppose I am coming to my class. While I am coming to my class, what I will do? Bolt they kept for the door. What I will keep? I will keep the bolt on. Bolt on means what? Bolt is a B is equal to bolt off. B dot on. On means what? Keep the bolt. Because my class is running. That is called locked. When my class is over, I will say what? Bolt down. Bolt on, bolt down. How many things? Bolt object, on function, down function. Here also, lock object created. This lock object I have to acquire when the statements are supposed to prevent from parallel execution. Which statements are executing parallelly and causing the deadlock? These statements. Line number 6 to what? 15th lines are causing parallel execution, giving the wrong result. So, let the people enter into up to MUL table, but don't allow into the 6th line. 6th line only you lock it. How do you lock it? Acquire the lock. Get the lock. Get the lock. How do you get the lock? L dot. What is L? Object of lock. What is L? Object of L. Okay. What is L now? Object of lock is over. What is L now? Global variable. L is called global variable used in main program. I will do what? L dot acquire. Acquire is an instance method in the lock class. The moment when I acquire, PVM will say, make them to wait without entering inside of the statements. They made wait out of the function. They won't allow to enter inside of it. This is called acquire the lock or get the lock. Are you getting? Once you get the lock, only one thread will be entered inside. Either if statement will execute or else statement will execute. After finishing that, either if part you are completing or else part you are completing. Moreover, after completing if or else, which line you will come? See my cursor where it is blinking. 17th line you will come. In the 17th line, you need to release the lock. Because when you are coming to 17th line means you are executing, na? Either invalid input you are keeping or your complete table you are giving. That time I need to give what? Release the lock. How do you release the lock? Unlock the object. Unlock. Unlock the object. Unlock. Unlock the object. Unlock the lock object. How do you get it? L dot release. L dot release. Where I am writing, you see, parallel to else, parallel to if. By mistake, if you write here, where under for loop else, that is satisfied only for which number? Positive number. If it is a negative number, what it is doing? It is saying invalid input. It is getting the acquiring the lock and it is coming to which line? 19th line it is coming. 19th line no release. Now the computer is and thus PVM is under locking process only. It is not locking. Are you understanding? So you did not understand. I will show you that. First, let us write what I wrote in line number 18. Just because of the tab, so much of problem will come. Just because of backspace, things will be running perfect. Shall I show you now? How many steps are there to acquire the synchronization in my program? 3. Number 1, create the lock object, acquire the lock object, release the lock object. Correct? The moment when you lock to your hostel room is called what? Acquire. The moment when a class is over, you are going to the room, you are unlocking and entering inside or not. Locking and unlocking will be continued until all the thread objects completed. How many threads are started? Come on, 4. Who is entered first here? Definitely T1. With a milliseconds of time, T1 will enter first. When the T1 acquire the lock, T2, T3, T4 made wait until who will release the lock. When T1 releases the lock, PVM will do 2 things. Number 1, PVM will allow the T2 inside, lock that function. T1 was completed now. That was collected and hand over to what? Garbage collector. Meantime, who is completed? T2 is executing. T3, T4 under waiting. Who completed? T2. When T2 completed, what will happen? Unlock the object, allow the T3 inside, lock the object. And the T2 was completed. Collect it and hand over to garbage collector. Who is executing? T3. Who is waiting? T4. Who was completed? T2. T3. T2 was completed. T2. Executing. T3. Waiting. T4. Who completed now? T3. What happens? Unlock. Allow what? Again. Lock. Lock. After locking for T4, T3 was hand over to garbage collector. When you are in the process of garbage collector, T5 also entered inside of what? T thread that will give. The moment entered, lock it. Completed person is waiting for a few seconds, no problem. Understand this? Done. Shall I execute my program? Online students, did you understand these 3 steps? Create the lock, acquire the lock, release the lock. Online students, get the output now. See students, execute. Beautiful output. See that multiplication table for 10. Thread 1, thread 2, T2, T3, T4 are waiting until who completed? T1. T1 completed. Thread T2 came. T2 is executing. Now T3 will be made wait until who will complete? T2. T2 completed. T4 came. That will complete. I hope you are following me. What is this mechanism called? Rather than getting wrong result, if I give the result like this, it's perfect my program or not? Yes. So coming to the point back, what is the scenario here? If multiple threads are entering into the same resource, by default we get what? Non-thread safety result, deadlock result. We call the situation of deadlock is race condition, which is not recommended in industry. Recommended to give what? Safety result. To achieve the safety result, apply the synchronization mechanism. To achieve the synchronization mechanism, we use a predefined class called a lock class. How many ways are there to implement the locking in Python? 3. Number 1, create an object of lock, acquire the lock, release the lock. Whichever statements are parallelly executing, before that you acquire the lock, at the end of it, release the lock. Understood? Go once. I will reduce my time 0.25. 0.25. Just to see, I am making it as minus 19. I'll make it as minus 9. Just minus 9. 0.25. Very fast result. Execute. See that result is coming. Lesser the time. You see, minus 19 is invalid input. Are you following that? 14. Minus 9 is what? Invalid input. by mistake. You are releasing the lock properly. By mistake, you are writing the lock. Pressing tab. Tab means what? Suppose, in this case, 10th answer is coming. Why 10? Number 10, N. Acquiring the lock. 10 less than 0, false. Coming to where? L spot. Executing, answer is coming and releasing the lock. Perfect. Because this L dot release is there in the else part of the for loop only. Correct or not? Now, minus 19. Next thread. Minus 19. Minus 19. T to acquire the lock. Minus 19 less than 0. True. Execute this now. It is straightforward going to where? 18th line. Do you have 18th line written any release here? Because it won't execute this part, kada. It won't execute this else part. Correct or not? What will execute? What will execute? Here I will write like this. Which line it is looking? 19th line. In 19th line, nothing is there. This part will not come. Will it come? No. So that's why still 19th line. It is under locking only. It is not allowing which thread? T3 thread not allowing because still waiting. That is called starvation, we can call. Starvation. Starvation means what? Entered inside, not coming 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. What happens inside, we don't know. And the doors will break. And what happens, we don't know. Right? Come to the point. Execute it and look at that answer now. See this carefully. See, 10 is coming. Now, waiting. Cursor is waiting. Tomorrow also you come, it is like that only. If power is not going, you come after 10 days also, it will be like this only. Why? Still it is under locked only. You did not release. You say Control C. Control C means to kill the process. Still it is not. Not. Still it is not. What you will do? Control break also you say it is not coming. Control C also not coming. Once you acquire the lock, you have to close the program. Window I will close. On the top of it, I am closing my window. If I say Control C, I have to close my window. So then only that program will be done. So is it necessary to release the things properly or not? See, misleading that L dot release will give you the problem. Understood, students? Go to that. Online students, I hope you understood this because some of the students used to say, sir, I am not getting my program stuck up. They will say stuck up. Program did not stuck up. Program is executing perfectly only. Brain was stuck up because they did not understand properly. That is the main problem. Program is proper only. They are saying, sir, program stuck up. Even I say Control C not coming. They need to understand subject. So CD. So go to the place. Python here. 6 p.m. CD. Threads. So execute. Py. This is an answer. Now this is an answer is coming like this. I hope you are following me. Able to follow? Yes. Simple. Still I want to reduce my time. Still I want to reduce my time. How much? Come on. 0 point. Huh? 0 point. So I'm writing 1, 2. Still very faster execution you want. Very faster execution. Very fastest execution. All of them entered. It is giving the result or not? This is the way how you can do it. This is comes under which concept? Functional programming. Let me go to the object-oriented programming. Important. Go to the place. Here I am writing, my dear students, synchronization. This is called object-oriented programming. OOP, functional example 1, synchronization example 1. I will write it. Here I am writing. What is that? Class table. Class table I am saying. This is a table I am saying. So there I am writing. There I am writing. I will write it. As usual, I wrote it. Here I need to write. Self I am writing. N I wrote it. Shall I write self dot n here? Self dot n I shall I write it? No. Go to the place now. Table of I will write it. Table of. I will write a table of here. Table of I will write it. Table of I will write it. And all the places I wrote table of. Try to run this example. See this now, students. So here I am going to say same example. Go to that, try to run py. See this now. Same answer is coming, perfectly coming, very fast. Which result? Safety result. Palakanda. Hey, Rava. Unable to speak. Safety result. Thread safety result. Consistent result. Right result. Correct result. These are all called what? Safety results. Able to follow? Now, students, this lock object I am going to use in another way. Look at. Are you good in oops? Are you good in oops or not? Good or not? Yes. Okay. This L is called what variable? Local variable. Today, I am not going to take it a global variable. I'm not taking it as a global variable. Now I'm taking here. For all the objects of my table class, I want to make it as a global. I will take it as a class level method. Class level method is used for what? Giving the common value for all the objects of same class. So I'm writing at the rate class method. Class method. DE of get lock of what? CLS. What a beautiful subject. CLS dot, CLS dot, L dot, CL dot, L dot, threading dot, threading dot. What is this? Lock class. What is this CLS? Formal parameter. Class formal parameter, which contains the name of the class, which can be used. Any name you can use it. CLS dot L, threading dot lock. Here, L is called class level variable. Class level variable treated as what? Treated as which object? Lock object. It's not only L. I can take K. K. Here K is called what? Lock object. Lock object. So come to this place. N. N. What is this N is called? Formal parameter, self. Now I need to call L dot acquire. What is L? Something I will write what? K. What is K? Class level variable. How do I access class level variable? With respect to class name, object name, CLS, and self. I am writing the most suitable one is called what? Table dot K dot acquire. Table dot K dot acquire. Here I will write what? Table dot K dot release. Table dot K dot release. What is this K is called? Class level variable. So I need to acquire this lock. What is this lock? It's called the method. What is this now? Table dot what? Get lock. The moment when I call the class level method, lock is created. The moment when you dispatch the threads, they are going to acquire the lock immediately. Let us run this example 2.py. Run this example 2.py. Execute py. So output is same. Perfect. What is this is called? Class level variable. For all my threads of what class? Thread class. All of them, what is the global variable here? Class variable. Class level method will supply the common lock object. One lock for all the people. When somebody is working, lock it, do the work, complete it, unlock it, hand over to somebody. Locking, unlocking will be continued until all the threads are completed their execution. Clear or not clear? Clear. Students in online, I hope it is more clear. So here I'm going to take up, this is the mechanism here. Last and final, to work with more example on this area, let us take this in one line. I will do everything. In one line, I will do everything. Be ready to understand. Here I am going to write it. One constructor I will do today. One constructor I will do. DEF underscore underscore init underscore of self comma n. Self dot n is equal to n. Self dot n is equal to n. That time I never pass to n. That time I never pass to n. Self only. That time I will write self dot n. That time I will write a self dot n. self dot n. Are you following me? Next, I will write here self dot n because I took it as a constructor level. Here I will write what self dot n, and here I will write a self dot n. There I am going to write it. Release and everything is natural. Here that time I never write what? Arcs. That time I never write arcs. I will write simply that value what you are supplying, I'll send in the form of constructor, parameterized constructor that too. I will say here what 19. I'll say here minus 9. Here I will say 14. Here I will say something like 16 I say. Are you following? What is this constructor called? Parameterized constructor. Simply because of this table 19 where it is going? Constructor executed, object ready, and then ready to call the function called what? MUL table. Now I said what? T1, T2, T3, T4, etc. Now I said start, start, start. Execute this now. 3.py, 3.py. Go to this place, execute it, come out of that, py. See this now. Getting the answer as usual like this. Perfect output. Getting? In other way, if you want, you can say here, what I can write it. In this place, you can take your own value to stake. Enter which value, enter multiplication table for first thread, second thread, third thread, fourth thread, like that you can ask. Are you following? Like this also you can say. And last and final, to take this fixed value here, to do this very smart code, I'll write it 4.py. I'll do what? I'll say here what start. I'll say start. That time I never do what? T1 is equal to I don't write. And I don't write this T2. I don't write T2. I don't write T3. I don't write T4. I don't write this. I never do this. I do what? Dot start, dot start, dot start, dot start, dot start. Thread creation, object execution, constructor creation, method calling, dispatching the thread. Perfect. Execute 4.py, 4.py, execute py, output. Like this. This is an output, you get it. Understood? This is a way you need to understand. Understanding the coding is very, very important. Understand? Huh? So this is about how to create a synchronization thing. Now I will go to the examples. Another examples I will tell you. Let me go to concept. I want to show you students. Concept. I want to show you the concept here. Just for a minute, I will go to concept of threads here. Threads here. After showing that, I will go to the another example. Synchronization in threading. Come on, read out everybody. Read out. Synchronization in multi-threading or locking concept in threading. When multiple threads are operating or working on the same resource, means function or method, then by default we get a deadlock result, race condition, wrong result, non-thread safety result. To overcome these deadlock problems, we must apply the concept of synchronization. The advantage of synchronization concept is that to avoid deadlock result and provides thread safety result. In Python programming, we can obtain synchronization concept by locking and unlocking concept. Steps for implementing synchronization concept or steps for avoiding deadlock. Create or obtain an object of lock class, which is present in threading module. Lock object is equal to threading dot lock off. To obtain the lock on the shareable resource, we must use acquire. Shareable resource means function to be locked by the PVM by writing which one? Dot acquire. Object dot lock object dot acquire. Once the current object acquire the lock, other thread objects are made wait until current thread objects releases the lock. To unlock the shareable resource or current object, we must use release. Lock object dot release. How the threads are? acquiring, releasing, until all the threads are completed. So once a current object releases the lock, other objects are permitted into the shareable resource. This process of acquiring the lock and releasing the lock will be continued until all the thread objects completed their execution. This is concept. Easy or difficult? Dead easy. Lock class, acquire function. So what is the profile of threading? Current underscore thread, active underscore count, thread of target comma arcs, start of, join of, is live of, set name of, get name of, instead of that duplication name of. We will use it. Next class is what? Lock class. In that acquire function, release function. That's all. For that need to read 2 hours or 3 hours or half an hour. Half an hour more than enough. So examples are done. Now I'll go to the one more example. I want to go for it. Shall we? Right. Online students, concept I think it is clear. Now I will move to the further. One more example I am going to introduce. One small coding segment I will go for it. Online students respond. The course is coming to closer to complete and you people are becoming something like a statues in Hyderabad. Hussain Sagar, one statue is there. We come to Hyderabad, I will show you that statue, how it is. Okay. We go to night 8 o'clock, 7:30 night in that. There's a lot of people are there in the place and watching that statue for peace of mind. If you maintain such peace of mind in the class, you'll get problem. After reading the notes so many hours, go there, peace of mind, see that and come back. And if you maintain like that in the class, I have to see you and I have to get a peace of mind. So don't do that. Come to the point back. Now I'll enter into the further. Shall we move to the further now? Let's go. So the further, one more example. Now I'm entering into a small coding segment I'm going to take. Reserving a ticket. Reserving a ticket. One train, one seat number, that seat number to reserve. Multiple passengers are trying. Correct? Multiple passengers are trying. Or one bus. One seat number 13, window side of so and so bus number. What will happen? You can try, I can try, many people who are going on the same route, they may try or not. The request when you are making across the multiple places, if that reservation system gives confirmation for all the people who over request at certain period of time, what will happen? 4 o'clock, 20 minutes, request came and all the request is confirmed. Happy journey, seat number 13, time is 9 o'clock, MGBS, happy journey. You will go, okay, today I reserved it, you will go. Like that, there are three more members came already. Seat number 13. All 4 people are waiting for seat number 13. And I was waiting behind that seat. I seen all the 4 tickets. Time is 4:20 only. All of them 4:20 only. Not even 4:20.02, 4:20.05. No seconds. Only minutes and hours are mentioned. Then who need to sit in that? Who need to sit? Is it a deadlock situation or not? This is a non-safety result. How do you avoid that? Which concept they need to apply in the server side programming? Synchronization concept. When multiple requests are coming to the same resource at the same time, locking and unlocking concept to be specified. So our PVM will decide which request has come forward. When that request comes, other threads will be made wait whether this person is confirmed or not. If he is confirmed it, that seat will be blocked. There is an actual concept. That part, a piece of code I will write, which is a reservation kind of things. One more mechanism in our mobiles. When I'm talking to somebody, when other call come, what that call will be? Busy. That person will get a message. Is a busy? Call later. That means when I'm talking with somebody, my mobile number is locked for that person who I'm speaking. For other person, it is a locked and getting a busy tone. What is the concept you used inside? For my number, multiple people can try at the same time. That time, if all the calls came at the same time, if I'm angrily speaking to somebody, if other people are my close friends, these two people also become uh, enemies to me. Correct or not? That means locking concept is applied in mobile applications, networking applications, Twitter, in all kinds of social media. All the places this type of deadlock concept is applied. As on today, most of the servers by default contains this kind of locking mechanism. By default, it is available. Are you following me? So you need not write specially this locking mechanism. By default, inbuilt servers are locking and unlocking concept is maintained. They are by default synchronized. You need not write your own locking and unlocking mechanisms. So let us start with program for a part of the reservation. I am going to write it. Reservation. I'm just writing it. A part of the code I am writing. Reserving is reservation of seats. Reservation of seats. Now I'm writing. So here something. So I'm writing functional. So I'm writing here reservation example.py. There I'm going to write it. DE of what is this now? Seat reserve. Seat RE reserve. I'm going to write it. Reserve. Now I'm writing something like seats and say pass. Let us coming to main program. Here assume that number of seats NOS is equal to some 15 seats are there. I'm taking a small segment here. Number of seats are called 15. It is a global variable. I'm just initializing by myself 15 seats. Come to the point of it. Create one thread. Create one thread. What is this now? T1 is equal to threading dot thread of target is equal to seat reserve there I am writing comma arcs is equal to something like 8. Is the T1 confirmed with 8 seats or not? Yes, because 15 seats are there. 15 minus 8, how many are there? 7. Who is this T1? T1 dot name is equal to what? RS. I'm giving some name to RS. Thread name. I'm going to take it one more kind of thing. T2 is equal to, I'm writing here something like 9. 9. Here I'm writing TR. Is T2 confirmed with 9 seats? No. Why? Because how many seats are there? Yes. T2 dot name I am saying. Next I'm going to write what? T3. T3 I am saying here seat reserve. Here I am writing 5. Reserved or not? Yes. T3. Now I am writing MC. Next I am going to write it. T4 is equal to. Now I am writing T4 is equal to. Now I am writing something like 3. This I am going to write a T4 is equal to something like DR. Now last I am going to write it T5. T5 I am writing here is equal to 2 I am writing. This is T5 is equal to. T5 is equal to. Now I am writing. So GS I am writing. Are you following me? These are all called the people who are trying for this train. There I am writing T1 dot what here? Start. T1 dot start and T2 dot start. I am saying here T2 dot start, and you almost understand students everything. I'm going to the simple thing here. T2 here. Now I am saying T3 here, and the next is called a T4 and a T5. T4 and then next a T5. T5 I am saying done. When you say T1 dot start, T2, T3, T4, T5 dot start, all of them are going to where? Pass. Come to that. What should I do? What should I do? I need to go for what? Check. For example, first assume that 18. 18 is going to where? Reserve a seat. Reserve a seat. Are you following? 18 is going to where? Seats. Is my seats are more than number of seats? Muddubavu, 18 is there in the seats. How many seats are there? So reserved or not reserved? How do you check that? If seats are more than what? NOS. What should I do? Print off. Print off. I will write it. Something like I will write it. I will write it. Here I will write it. I'll say, hi, I will write your that name. Which name? RS. Hi, RS. Now I am writing. Seats are, seats are not available. Not available. Try later. Try, try later. So I am writing here like this. Dot format of what? Threading dot. Threading dot. Threading dot. What is this now? Current underscore name. Current underscore name. Comma what? Name. Current underscore name dot what? Name. Current underscore dot what? Name. Current underscore current thread. Current underscore current underscore thread of. So current thread. So dot current underscore thread of dot what? Name. Comma what? NOS. NOS. NOS seats. Seats. Are you able to follow? And this is printing the name. This is printing the name. And the seats are printing here. And close the bracket properly. This is closing and this is closing. Now I will say after that time dot sleep. I'll give some sleep time here, some 2 seconds, and I'll import that later. If it is else, if it is else, that is nothing but what? Line number 5. Okay, ma'am. Okay. So now else part I will say, suppose for example, this is 8, 8, 8. What will happen 8? 8 greater than what? 15. Definitely what? False. Coming to where? Else part. Now I need to reserve or not? How do you reserve? NOS is equal to NOS minus what? Seats. Seats. Correct or not? Seats. Are you following? Next, what will happen? Print. Print. I will write it. The same thing. I will write this message. I'll write this message. Seats reserved. I will write it. Seats are reserved. I'm just saying that seats are reserved. Reserved. So I'm going to write it. Writing like this. Not a format of what? This sentence I will write it. This sentence I will write it. Are you following this? This part I am saying time dot sleep of 2 seconds. Are you able to follow? Will it execute or not? Execute. Execute. No. Because we need, come on, global keyword. We need global keyword. Global keyword is required. Moddu Babulu. Only one student is intelligent. Global. What is that now? NOS. When you are modifying the global variable inside of the function definition, we use a global keyword. Otherwise, we get what? Unbound local error. Cheppanu kada meeku self problem. Engine will not start. Engine will not have a capacity to hold the subject. Because it is made in 1947. Before freedom fighting, your engine is prepared. That's why self-start is not there. Outdated, that is. So global NOS is compulsory needed. Understand this point? Yes. And this global underscore NOS, I'll write before. Even you can write here also. Even you can write here also. Because I'm writing, I'm referring here also. This I already taught in ATM related coding also I said. And here, when you say start, 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 I need to go for what? There is no kind of proper updation. Go for what? create, what is this now? K is equal to, what is this now? Threading dot lock off, lock off. Come on, here I will write it. K dot, come on, acquire. Next is called what? K dot, what is this now? Release. See where I am writing that release. Very, very important. Where I am writing that release is very important. What is this now? Release. Release I am writing. So I will write release. So I am writing here release. Are you following me? This is about acquire and this is about release. There I am writing students. And before that, I will check it out after this completion. If the total number of seats becomes 0, what will happen? I'll simply save that. Of course, after 2 minutes, I'll say, because everything I don't want to write by myself. So here, execute it. Try to see students. It is done. So try to execute and see this carefully. First time 8, 8 minus 7, 8, 15 minus 8, 7, 9, not getting, 5, getting, 3, not getting, 2, getting. After 2 is completed, what is the next one? Here I will write it. Here I will write it. Print of what? Number of available seats. Number of what I am displaying that also. Number of available seats. So here I am writing available seats. So I will write it. Dot format of what? NOS. NOS I am saying. NOS I am saying. Here I am writing like this. Able to follow? So here, students, a small message I want to give it. A small message I want to give it from one scenario to another part of it. Here I am just writing. Go to this place. And here I am giving. In this place, I'm just saying like this. Okay. Now go to this place and try to see. Let us run this code. Done this. See. In this place, import threading, comma what? Time. So try to run this. See this now. Go to this place. Py getting. What is happening? Threading, lock, something. Threading dot lock, L capital. L capital. Say this. Run this now. So HRS 8 seats are reserved. Happy journey. Number of seats available 7. ITR 9 seats are not available. Try later. IMC 5 seats are reserved. Happy journey. Number of seats 2. TR 3 seats not available. 2 seats. Number of seats available is called 0 closing. So what is this number of seats available here? It is going to be train is full. A small coding segment. Here I want to write it. After finishing that, I will write it. If NOS is equal to what? 0. Say what now? I'll say here. Some small part. So I'll say here train is something. Just a full. I'm just writing it. So try to run this now. So here you just look into that. So seats availability and then reservation. Even though multiple people are started at the same time, it is allowing you one by one and then showing its status of its reservation. Available seats are that and train is full. Suppose if I take it, last one is one only, the train full condition will not come. Train full condition will not come. You will be getting the result is what? Just one seat is vacant. So one seat is available and it is closing. So still one more seat is available. Like that, one can just use this kind of things. Are you able to follow? So in Abibus, if you just think about the problem statement, inside of that Abibus concept, what is written? Synchronization concept is written. Even in any of the web application development you are doing, when you are deploying your application in the server, like Django server or WebLogic server or WebSphere server, or any sort of server, You need not write locking and unlocking because the servers are already synchronized. So when you keep your application, when you host your application in the servers, by default they are synchronized. You need not write this coding. But when you are working in server development, there you are writing this coding. That's why in small companies, even in project-based companies, multi-threading questions will not come. That will come when you go to bigger companies. Are you following? This is about the concept of what? Reserving. And if we go to what if we go to this mechanism of like this, just to try to take up, I'll try to convert into oops level. This I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to write it. Oops, this one. I will take this number of seats and this entire thing in where it is a common for all passengers. Now I am writing this class, class. I am writing just a train. Inside of that, here I am writing. Here I am just writing. One tab I am doing it. Inside of that, I am writing here. What is this now? Class method I am doing. What is this now? DEF. Get. So train, train info, as well as what lock also. There you are writing. Here I am writing. CLS dot. And here you are writing what? CLS dot. These are all called what? K and C, NOS are called which variables? Class level variables. Class level variables. One constructor also I will write it. DEF. What is that? Every customer is having a initializing the number of seats. Underscore underscore init. Underscore underscore of what? Init. Of what seats. Self comma what? Seats. Self comma seats. There I will write it. Self dot seats is equal to self dot seats is equal to so seats is equal to this value I will write it. This value I will write it. And CLS dot K, CLS dot NOS. Here I need not write what? Global. Necessary or not necessary? Not necessary. Not necessary. But I will write what? Self dot. Here I will write what? Class name dot I will write it. Here I will write train dot. Train dot. Why NOS is train dot? It's a class level variable to write the class name. Seats is called a local, this is called a instance data member, need to write. And here I will write what? Train dot K dot acquire, because K is also called a class level variable. Train dot K dot acquire, self dot seats greater than train dot NOS. Here I am writing, what is this now? Self dot seats. Here I will write done. And here I will write a train dot NOS. Here I will write train dot NOS. Here I will write self dot seats. Here I will write it self dot what? Seats. Here I will write train dot what? NOS. Here I will write a train dot NOS. Done. Here I will write what? A train dot K dot release. Done. I will write it. This part. What is this now? Train off. What is the number? 8. 8 dot. That time I never write this part. Arcs I don't write it. Here I will write it. Train off. 9. 9 dot. I will write it. Arcs I never write it. Next I am writing. Train off. What I am writing? 5. Dot I am writing. Seats. Arcs I will not write it. Here I am writing. Train dot. Off I will write it. 3. Dot I will say. Arcs is equal to. This I will not write it. So coming to this place. Here I am writing. Of 2 I am writing. Dot I am writing. Arcs is equal to. And coming to this place. Dot what? Seat reserve. So the same function. I hope you are following me. Train of 2. Done. Execute. Try to run this now. Try to run this now. Done. Example. Go to this place. Try to run this now. What happens? Here I wrote it. In it, here I need to write self. Self you forget. Because you are not saying self and all. Self missing there. Are you seeing that? Or yes, or will do it, why answer will see finally like that. Are you seeing like that? Huh? By seeing, I am feeling like that only. Sir will take care of typing, everything he will take. Finally, I will see the output. You're like a passenger. So not like feeling like a developer. So here what? Missing one attribute. What is this now? Where is an answer now? Seats. So there I will see somewhere else. Self dot SEATS. Self dot. This part you remove. Need to remove or not? మధుబాబులో మీకు కూడా గర్ల్స్ మీరు కూడా దాంట్లో ఉన్నారు. మిమ్మల్ని మొద్దు మిమ్మల్ని పిలిస్తే బాగుండదు కదా. నాట్ కరెక్ట్. దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ టు దెమ్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ దే డోంట్ ఫీల్. దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ టు యూ ఆల్సో. యు ఆర్ ఆల్సో ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ ఇన్ దట్. Because I don't call you Moddu and I will not call. I will not call like that. I'm not calling like that because they will feel. Because in my mind, girls are soft corner always. I don't know how it is. Okay, students, come to the point. So because of what? I wrote seeds and no more values are passing. No arcs are passing. So come to this place. So here still K. Type of train has no attribute K. Where is it K? CLS dot what? K. Train dot K. Where are you writing? Okay. You did not call this function now. You did not call this function. It is a class level method. You did not call it. Train dot what? Train dot what? Class level method. Need to call with respect to name of the class or not? Totally out. Huh? So, students, but I feel very happy to say all these examples. When I see these many examples, you will feel difficulty. Why I teach these many examples? Self-satisfaction. I am teaching to students more example. If you don't read, what can I do? If I give 1 rupee, you can keep 1 rupee easily. But I'm giving 1 lakh for you. You are saying, sir, we don't want, sir. No, bag is enough, sir. You are not saying. So you are not able to hold it. See the result. So coming to the point back. So like this. So Gattu Vinay is asking, Gattu Vinay, sir, we can put seat numbers and we can see what seats are booked and what seats are available. 100%. That's what I said. When you go to exact big length application, seat numbers are there, which are blocked, that are in disabled format. You can do it by using what? HTML, Django. You can block that calendar also, you can display. HTML calendar will be there. By writing Django code, you can block that. But blocking means what? Not able to select. You can do. So those things you will come across. Of course, don't think that, sir, it is there as a part of this. But when I'm taking, definitely web application framework, either Flask or Django, definitely that is there as a part of my class. Even I shown you full stack content also. There is a web project is there. One of the project, train reservation, IRCTC project. If we keep it in the resume now, full marks. Or employee management system or payroll management system. Even though that is a regular project, if I explain the project will full of flow with the flow charts and everything, full marks, entire just a flat. Because you are not explaining only screens, you are explaining with the coding, how MVT architecture works on it. So that's very simple. Blocking also very simple. So students, so coming to the point of it. So Vani, so please send us full stack Python index. So admin is there. Vani, admin is there. Please ask him once full stack Python index. He will send to you completely. Okay. So coming to the point back here, I'm going to take up. This is the example here. Are you able to follow? Able to understand? So can I give one homework for you? Will you do it? Listen, don't open the notes. We open the notes now, you will get fear first. Whether you will open the same notes in your hostel or not, I'll get a fear. First, listen the problem. First, listen the problem. Yes, ma. Warning. I'll give you. Still, I'm remembering that. So, coming to the point, my point is, suppose all you people given 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 to one of the popular person in your area. You took all 10,000 from different people. You went to London. He escaped, taken a lot of bank loans and he went to London. He's not coming. And you are waiting when that person will come get the money. One day he came for Hyderabad. You went to his home. He's inside the home and making dharna outside. He called inside and he has given checks for everybody and he put inside the bank. All that checks request will go to where? Same account or not? That account contains 10,000 only. He has given 100 checks with 10,000 rupees. How many checks will pass? Only one check. Other checks are bounce. Meantime, he went to London again. What he will do? So how this check bounce example is written? Understand this? So will you write what is the amount in the account? 10,000. How many threads? 100. 4, 5, 6, 7. Same code. Did you understand the idea behind this case? So will you implement after going to home? This is called what? Withdraw operation. Withdraw operation. Suppose 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, something like that. Some 40,000 is there. Given to what? 8,000, 6,000, 7,000 like that. Some of the checks are cleared, some of the checks are bouncing. Checks bounce, clearing, bounce and then clearing. Are you able to follow? So try to do that business idea. Okay now? Will you do that? So if we come to the place, back to this here, in our case, if I come to my section here, there is a concept called what here? Threads are there. In that place, you are having index. Under that, if you open this index, first day, and the modules here, how to create single thread and multiple threads, functional programming, object-oriented programming, deadlock occurrence today, thread synchronization technique to eliminate the synchronization, implementation of lock clause, acquire method, release method, programming examples. This is about multi-threading. So it took 4 days to complete. And tomorrow class, I will introduce the another important concept. Networking I will introduce. Network programming I will introduce. Network programming, another important concept. But this concept is as on today outdated. Outdated. Suppose if I say to student, it is outdated, I am not telling. What he will think? He will think, sorry, is escaping. Generally, people will think, but you don't think in case of me. Even if you learn it, you will not use in real time anywhere because this concept is already outdated. Because when the Django framework came into the picture, all things becomes web. These are console-based data sharing applications. But still, I will explain because when anybody learning cyber security time, they may come across this type of fundamentals. That's why I will teach the module name called what here? Socket. What is the module name? Socket. Socket module I will explain. There I will explain the charting application. Beginning I said charting bytes data type. Remember that application I will tell you. 2-tier application, 3-tier application I will tell you. Database communication with networking I will tell you. How exactly you will check your rank? How you check your rank? www.tsgov.something is coming one form or not? There is a web format. You will enter your hall ticket number, click on that, get rank. Is the rank is coming or not? That is called HTML, one Django, one database. Three things are involving. Here also, client side program, server side program, database program. Three programs are involving. There is a 3-tier application I will explain. That I will explain. Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Tomorrow I will explain concept thoroughly, module and module functions. And Saturday I will go for the coding. Coding means all the examples I will explain. See, every Saturday, most important point is starting. And don't go to underground. Underground already you went sometimes, and that day how much important started, you know. So these 2 days I will take about what? socket programming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, regular expressions. I'll talk regular expressions. Monday, working day. Tuesday, I'm not coming. Huh? Why? Yeah. Okay. Why? Because I'll tell you everything. KVR service open book for you. Because as I said already to you, what? Said? No? Okay. Ugadi is one thing. That is Ugadi coming, going, and all those things later. On that day, my daughter second session of JEE mains exam is writing. So I'm taking her to the exam center. Ninth, last shift of JEE mains second session. So I'm taking her. So Wednesday class is as usual. That is a this day and Wednesday, Thursday, these 3 days, I will take what? Regular expressions. Friday, I'll talk about iterators, generators, QR code, emoji, small things I will complete. Friday is a Janaganamana song I will switch on. That is my action plan. Okay, now? Okay, students? Right. This is my action plan. Okay, students. So that is my action plan. I'll go for it. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, don't miss it. Why Friday, Janaganamana, you become dull? Course completing like that. So one day course has to complete now. One day you have to become big. One day you have to do job now. Correct or not? Hmm. Course completion, college completion, everything is happy. You have to do it. Part of the life. Okay, now I'll stop my class and tomorrow class I'll start socket programming. When college 4 years completed, felt bad, huh? No, you jump out of, came out of it. You taken lot of enjoyment you did. So when the course is completed, you have to read well and you have to possess by yourself in interviews more and more. Okay, students. So I hope you completed full stack Python modules, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Done? Okay. So thank you, students. All the best. Don't miss tomorrow class. Very important topic I'll start. Okay. Take care. Online students, hold on. I will clarify your doubts. Students in online, Sravanti, I send already more zip files. I already send in the morning. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib class. I said part 1, part 2, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Everything I was sent already yesterday night only. If you look into that, total things are there in that. Python also, ma. Python is also there. If you want, I can show you now itself. Ravi Kiran. Ravi Kiran?
Sir, you said you're going to share your number.
Yes, I will give you tomorrow. I will give you. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
right. Any more doubts, my dear students? All the students who are there in that NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, along with Python full course content, I was already posted in the morning 9 a.m. NumPy, Pandas, Google Drive, I was already posted. Yesterday night only I was posted. After your batch is over, again I will post your 6 p.m. complete Python in 2 zip files. I will post once again in your corresponding Google Classroom. Morning class, evening class, I will post it. Any more doubts, my dear students?
Okay, Ma, Divya, we can do it. Okay, na? Don't worry. We can do it. We can do it, Ma. So any more doubts, students? No doubts, sir? So I hope no more doubts are there for the students. So students, I will my class. I will upload the notes and please read the notes, download the notes, read the notes, practice the notes, and no more since no more hand raising symbols are there. I hope no more doubts are there now. I will log out and I will send you the notes. Thank you, students. All the best.